Hello everyone, it's Emo from the Icanpreneur team, and in this video we're going to look into how you can use the buyer persona in order to create and test your go-to-market strategy. To get started, you need to have a buyer persona research already created, and if you don't have that, you can check the previous video to see how to do it. Now, moving on to the persona steps, when you create your buyer persona research, the platform is going to automatically create a buyer persona for you, but I'm going to show you how this works from scratch as well. So we click on the new persona button and we pick the research from which we want to build our buyer persona. In this case, it's the Novice founder buyer persona research that I already have. Alright, so now what just happened is that the platform analyzed all the customer interviews that I had in this research and turned that into buyer persona profile. Unlike the usual buyer personas, which very often die in slide decks or Miro dashboards, this one is a living document. So every time you add a new customer interview, this buyer persona profile is going to be automatically updated and is kind of a living document. So what we have here is description of our buyer persona. In this case, this is Chloe, the cautious innovator. And we also have a quote from her coming from the interviews that we already conducted. And we also have some basic demographic information in order to help us identify Chloe in marketing tools or LinkedIn, for example, wherever we're going to use in order to find people like our buyer persona. Then we have important behavioral and personality characteristics. What happens in the life of Chloe so that she starts looking for a product like ours. What success looks like when she's looking for a solution for the problem that we are solving for her. What are the perceived barriers in her head? So what we can break with our offering or our product that she thought previously was not available or not possible for her. Then how the buyer journey looks like for her, what are the mental and physical steps that she's going through when shopping for a product like ours. And then we also have decision criteria. When offered multiple alternatives, how she's picking one of them. All of this is helpful for us so that we can understand how we can frame and position our product in a way that it's the obvious choice for Chloe. Alright, now that we have that, we can actually do some other useful things. First thing is that we can create a positioning and messaging document. This positioning and messaging document is actually a very exhaustive guide for how to effectively communicate and talk with Chloe so that she understands what we are offering and how we can be helpful for solving her problems. So what we have here is a core positioning statement that is framing our product in a way that Chloe expects and understands. Then we also have the target audience, not just our primary persona, but also who are the influencers of our buyer persona so that we can address them in our messaging as well. We have market context. What are the existing alternatives and what are the problems with them so that we understand how we can position uniquely and be the preferred choice on the market. We also have unique value proposition, and this is a good moment to go back to the link canvas and incorporate some of those learnings into our business model. Then we also have brand voice and personality. What type of character we need to build for our brand so that it resonates with the needs and the expectations of our buyer persona. As we are building a platform for founders, in this case our archetype are the sage and the caregiver, which means that we need to build a brand that is empathic, direct, action-oriented and methodical and encouraging. We also have reasons to believe how to build confidence into the audience that we can solve the problems that they have in a better way. We also have core messaging pillars. And finally, we have the elevator pitch. All of that work is very specific to that buyer persona, and you will get a different positioning and messaging for each of the personas that you have identified. This is based on the conversations that you have conducted with actual representatives of your target segment. So all of this is very personalized and highly tailored to the people that you'll be targeting with your product. The positioning and messaging guide is the work that a product marketer would typically do in your team, but it will take usually weeks or months of work. And we got this just in a few minutes based on the customer interviews that we have already conducted. Now that we have the positioning and messaging guide, we can do some other useful things. We can create a landing page that we're going to use in order to test how well we can engage our audience with the positioning and messaging that we have created. Now, what we got here is the copy and the structure of a landing page that we can use in order to create an experiment or start selling our product. Stop gambling with your savings on an improved idea is something that we heard in conversations with target audience that we're going to focus on with this landing page. After we have this initial hook, we continue to build on that story so that we can show deep empathy and deep understanding of the journey that our audience is going through. Once we have built that type of trust, then we can explain what we are offering and how we are solving this problem in a different and better way so that the people that we are targeting can appreciate that. If you have a creative or engineering team, you can give that copy and structure to them and they can turn it into a nice looking landing page. If you don't have such team, the platform is going to generate a preview of your landing page, and you can export that into Lovable so that you can actually publish it or make any changes that you want before making it available to the public. This landing page will come with visualizations and nice looking illustrations that are going to support your storytelling narrative. These type of landing pages are a very powerful way to measure how well you can engage your audience and how ready they are to commit to your brand and product. You can have different call to actions like notify me when the product is ready, or include me into a beta version, or I want to pre-order your product even before building it, so that you can get positive signals about the type of product and type of positioning that you need to create for your happy customers. All right, now that we have that, we can create another useful artifact. This is a sales pitch deck that we're going to use in order to directly explain our idea to a possible partner or a possible client. Very similar to the landing page, we just created a structure and the narrative for our sales pitch deck. It follows the same powerful storytelling framework that is going to tell a story in front of our audience so that they can relate and appreciate our brand and our offering. What we have here are the headlines, the key points, and also the presenter notes for each of the slides. The platform is going to export that structure into Google Slides so that you can make changes or start presenting out of that. So we already have our slides created, and again they come with some beautiful visualizations and with styling, and it's basically ready to use. It also have the presenter notes that you can open, and you can follow the idea of each of the slides that we have created for you. If you want to adjust the look and feel, you can pick from multiple themes that we have prepared so that you can find the one that matches your mood and the feeling that you want to create in your presentation. Each of these documents are up for changes, and you can actually incorporate your own vision and grain of salt for how you want to develop your product and your brand. But we already give you a very solid starting point coming from the people that you talk to and the people that you will be pitching to your product. As you saw, we got in just a few minutes from a research to actionable go-to-market artifacts that we can use in order to engage and test our positioning with actual people from the market. All right, thanks for following and stay tuned for the next videos. Bye!